Attention. Welcome to the Different Spectrums podcast. We dive into the wild world of mental health discussions. Get ready for profound talks, a sprinkle of humor and sarcasm, and a touch of colorful language. Just a quick heads up, our show reflects our individual opinions, which may not align with the standpoint of the podcast, our featured guests, or any related corporate entities. Our mission? To illuminate through laughter and satire because everyone needs a good chuckle. Chill out and don't stress over the small stuff. Legal troubles? No, thank you. Cancel culture? Please spare us. We'd rather keep this space lawsuit free. So buckle up, have a good time, and join us as we navigate the vibrant realm of mental health on the Different Spectrums podcast. Hey everybody, we back again.
Hey, we're back. We're live.
I'm Spencer, your co-host, and that's our licensed clinical therapist, Naz.
Cleanly shaven. After talking to Whitworth, I was like, I'm going to just get this shit up, dog. I'm giving it up.
There you go. There you go. Remember, don't take us too seriously.
Or do. It's completely up to you.
Also, don't forget to run up those likes for us. We'd really appreciate it. So today we are checking out the 2017 Power Rangers movie. Specifically, we're going to be focusing on the character Billy, aka the Blue Ranger, and just how he is most likely and apparently autistically coded in the film. And so we're going to be looking at a few scenes that are specifically with Billy and just talking about Power Rangers. So Nas, anything before we get into the show?
Got a bunch of stuff to talk about, to identify. Normally a quicker podcast that we do when it's just me and you. Random thing. When the blackhead always the Black Ranger, so now he's the Blue Ranger?
Yeah, but they've switched it out for years. I mean, there's so many iterations that it's just like
interchangeable.
Everybody's something, you know. Like in the original one, yeah, Billy was a white guy or white kid, and then the Black Ranger was black, but
there you go.
And then the Yellow Ranger was Asian, so that's something.
Yeah, I don't know how many iterations of Power Rangers there are, man. There's like 50 of them.
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
So
there's a lot.
You know, everybody wants to be like, well, I mean, it was the 90s, and then I think I saw recently the original writer creator of Power Rangers just like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have made the Black Ranger black and the Asian.
Oh Asian my Ranger god!
Yeah, he was just like, let me not do that. I probably should not have done that, but it is what it is. And now here we are. So.
Here we are. So I don't know, man. I think they're gonna try and, like you said, redo the show. Maybe they're gonna redo the movie.
They're doing a series, yeah, for Disney Plus. So.
Oh, Disney owns the right to all the Saban stuff now.
Yeah,
didn't know that. All right. Well, hopefully they don't crap on this and they do well, because there's a fan base is fucking nuts for this stuff.
I think they said that they've been like Disney had it before and it was all right. So we'll see what happens.
I'm excited. Let's see what Saban's got in his production team. Yeah, but we're gonna get into some stuff when it comes to some physical stuff and identifying autism traits, characteristics. We're gonna talk a lot about bullying. Just a lot of issues with all of my clients reporting bullying from the past and how bad it can get. So we're gonna get into some of that. Got some fun. Right, gonna talk about the Rangers. Yeah, not the Texas Rangers. You know. Yeah, even though they're good. All right. Let's get into it. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.
Moo.
So funny.
This one goes here, that one goes there. This side, this one goes. Sorry. Yeah, let me help you. You're a freak. You know that? I've had to watch you play with these for weeks. Are you crazy? No? What if you had an extra one? Why don't you cut this little act and do something? Why don't you stop me, huh? You gonna stop?
How old are you, 5? Hi, I'm Jason. It's my first time here. It's exciting. And you must be the bully of detention. How dumb can you be?
Did you just slap me?
I did. Weird, right? Now I'm gonna be here every day for what seems like the rest of my life, and I'm sure that you are too. So let's make a deal. Don't sit near me or him, and we'll be okay.
Hey, thanks for that in there.
No worries. I hate guys like that.
Yeah. Oh, so, hey, we should hang out sometime, huh? Not that we have to, but I think tonight we should.
What's your name again?
Billy. Billy Cranston. Oh, William Cranston. You remember kids used to call me Billy Crams Tons as a third grade joke, like Billy crams tons of crayons in his butt, which I didn't. It's really impossible to cram a ton of crayons in a butt. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, Billy, I would
honestly.
honestly hang out with you, but I have a date every night with the Angel Grove Sheriff's Department. So, I'm sorry.
Wait, no. Don't leave. Hey, all right, so I don't really expect for us to hang out. Truth is, I need to get somewhere tonight, and I could really use your help.
Billy, I hear you, but as I told you, I have house arrest. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm sorry.
Well, I mean, I can fix that. I know how to trick this in. I have tools.
I have to be in my house before 7.
Well, if you come to my house before 7, then I can fix it for you. Oh, I also have a car or access to a car, and if you decide to help me, you can have the car for a few hours.
Billy? Billy!
Yes.
It's
6:56. I know you got 4 minutes. Grab that chair.
What's all this stuff?
It's objects that I found with my dad. Most of it is his.
Okay.
Where's the cage? Where's the cage? Here it is. Put your foot in this.
What is it?
It's a Faraday cage. It should stop the cell signal if we're lucky.
That's a 3-minute warning. Come on, bud. If the signal goes off.
My dad's been dead now. 7 years, 4 months, and 2 days? Yeah, 2 days.
Okay.
It's a long time. He used to work at the mine.
Billy, I really don't think that we have time.
You still live at 4455
Yes, I do.
Great house.
Okay.
So, yeah, about my dad. We used to go and find objects together, some really, really old.
I'm gonna get in trouble, Billy.
Oh, almost like that show American Pickers.
Billy, the signal's
We
gonna go off.
definitely had our own TV show. That would have been so crazy.
What are you doing?
So much
Dude, come on, seriously.
Such great bonding.
It's gonna go. Billy, come on.
What?
Thank you.
Okay.
Where's your bodyguard?
What are you doing?
I'm just gonna quietly snap your wrist, you little bitch.
No. Okay. Billy Cranston just knocked Koalas out cold!
Hi, Billy.
What's happening? The morphine crate is open!
Sword on. Master?
Where is he?
He must have stepped through the grid.
Alpha, where'd he go?
I don't know where he is. Sword on, why didn't you step through? That was your only chance.
I know. But only one can come back.
Billy.
Oh my God!
Did I die?
Yes.
A little bit. You guys brought me back to life. I told you we were superheroes.
There can only be one Red Ranger. Jason, this is your time. This is your team.
Thank you.
Seemed like it.
Welcome back, my friend.
We gotta go to Krispy Kreme, Jason.
What?
Not for donuts.
I told you it'd be famous.
Is that Principal Fog? Hey, no, I don't think he can see me.
There's a moment in your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer.
Nice wiggle, Jason. I call this the algebra. Whoa!
How did you even do that?
You should keep that. You've earned it.
I'll come back for it.
That was terrifying. See you, buddy.
Hey everyone, I'm here to talk about our new collaborator, Toink Toys. They have a wide selection of, you guessed it, toys and other great collectibles. They have products from Marvel, Star Wars, Harry Potter, and everything pop culture. You could say they put the toy in Toink. So go check them out at toink.com and use our code Different Spectrums Podcast to get 10% off your entire order today. And we're back again.
We're back alive. Comic-Con style.
Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
There you go.
Cosplay.
Yeah. So first scene that we have with the Power Rangers movie. If you didn't know, this is more of they tried to go less karate, less I guess just corny to the times type film. They went more towards the grounded slash, just more of like a teenager story in real time, in real life, more modern. Let's say that, more modern.
Coming of age.
And and some people did not like that. I also didn't think they liked the suits. Also, I think that was a big factor as well. Just a mix of different things, but it seems to be having a resurgence. I mean, sometimes when we have all of these different films that are different from the ones that we've had before from a franchise, you just, you try something out, see if it works, and it doesn't work for the time. Maybe it catches on later on, and apparently that is the case for this film. A lot of people are actually, actually loving the film a lot more now that they have it and seeing it on streaming services. So it's always an interesting thing to when time goes on and then we mature or we just see things differently. And then we're like, oh, this ain't so bad.
Ain't bad.
So yeah.
Maybe Madam Web will be good in a couple years.
That's one that's gonna be that. The fact that it went to streaming service like 2 days after it came out in the theaters, probably not good. So I'm gonna say that's one that some of them just suck. Like
no, I'm just always suck.
There's just some films where like they try to be like it's actually good, and you're like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Keep it over there. Sorry, no.
It wasn't bad, man. Oh, not the Madam Web. That was kind of bad. This one, the only funny thing with the suits, man, is they turn their tushes around, right? And they got these little butt pads. They got like the little plastic, and it's covering the tush. And I'm like, it just looks funny to me, just seeing the little tush pads.
Yeah.
The helmets are weird. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the suits are kind of cool when they're fully on,
right?
But then when the shield goes away, it just kind of looks weird.
Yeah.
But that side view looks good.
It's just all the like when you have like those nano tech suits, they're not as fun. They're not as good. Same with Marvel. Like Marvel has the nano suits, and you're like, it's not as good. And it's like just a full on suit.
The Megazord was terrible. I'm gonna be for real with you. That was horrible.
That looked terrible when
that
I
was
saw
bad.
it. Yeah, no.
That was bad.
Yeah, that's also the thing is just they try to do a little too modern and futuristic, quote unquote, looking, and it just looks like shit.
That did not. I don't know. I'm like, who sponsored this? Did General Motors sponsor that? That looked like
It
something
might
straight
have.
out of General Motors.
It might have. Maybe.
That
Maybe.
now the Zords when they're by themselves look pretty good. But when it did the Megazord, that was bad. I was like,
Well, I didn't even see all the different colors in there. Like usually when you have like the Megazords, like they have all the different colors and
Yep.
like it looks cool, real body, big ass sword and shit.
Yep.
But no,
It's
this one
weird.
was just like one color and basic looking.
It
Just
was
look
weird.
basic. Let's be honest. Like it, I mean, even when we talk about like certain cars that are supposed to be futuristic,
Yep.
they look like shit. Like,
You're like, what is this?
yeah. Hello, Cybertruck. How are you?
I know. We were both thinking of the same
Yeah,
thing.
fucking glued on bumpers.
It was just, I know. I saw that TikTok today. Everything's glued on.
It's fucking terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I'm so glad the stock is plummeting.
I'm so glad. We don't condone any violence towards any Tesla vehicles.
No, it just sucks.
It doesn't need any
It's
violence.
sucky car.
They already
I remember
blow up.
I saw like a great like Hyundai, and it was like it looked like it was a very retro 90s looking
I know what you're talking
like
about.
car.
Yep.
And it was so cool. I
Yep.
was like, wow, they should be doing that. Make it look like it's old school, but it's modern
Techie.
technology.
Yep.
And make it look like that instead of this like futuristic, simplistic bullshit that it just doesn't look good.
Looks like
And
it's out of Minecraft.
It's terrible.
My dad
It's a
was just talking
terrible
shit
looking
about it
car.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this,
The
the Megazord would be that. It's just,
yeah, the Megazord is the Cybertruck essentially in this version of Power Rangers. So
bruh. Did you have any? We're going to nerd out for a few seconds before we get into the show, folks. For folks that were, right, all y'all nerdy as shit that listen to us, I would assume that y'all had either these toys, Batman toy. Assume y'all had some nerdy toys. Spencer, did you have any Power Ranger stuff or no? Because I had oodles.
oh yeah, I had so much. I had so many Power Ranger toys. I mean, I was obsessed. I remember one time my dad came back from California. He went to like a swap meet and stuff, and he got me like a few different like Power Rangers stuff, especially the Red Ranger. Red Ranger is always coolest to me.
He's sick.
Yeah, he was just always cool. I mean, yeah, let's be honest. He had the coolest dinosaur. He had the coolest just like colorway other than like green or white.
Yeah.
Like, green or white,
You know,
it's a toss up.
you're never
between
going to
them.
be the white man.
No, never,
Never.
never, ever.
Bro, that green one was sick, but red was always sick, man.
Yeah.
So if you look at the eBay and all that shit, you know they selling them toys now, Spencer. Me and you had that was like $2-3. They're like $1,000 now.
Oh, I know. You're just like, because when you grow up, you're like, this is junk now. Like, I have no use for it. And then now everybody's just selling everything that was nostalgic at one point. So it's just like,
Bruh.
if you didn't hang on to it, then it sucks for you.
I had that tiger. It was the white tiger, but like the Megazord of the tiger that had a little red thing in his mouth and it would like make noises. It's $500 right now. $500.
Yeah.
I don't even know where it went.
No idea.
No idea where it went.
No. Gave away most of my toys when we started moving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it is what it is, you know.
It's what it is. Sad, man. All that Power Ranger shit I had, I'm like, damn, this could have been worth some money, dog. Or it just would have been nice to have now that we got like, you know, man caves and shit.
Yeah. Well, and I think that also goes to the point of why this film didn't do well also, because it wasn't marketable. Like in terms of toys, in terms of video games, in terms of anything like that, it wasn't very marketable.
It was
Because
too
it's
outside.
realistic and they're not trying to sell shit, you know? And like I don't even remember if they came out with toys for this one. I really don't.
Yeah, they weren't
I
good.
have no idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean it just had a lot going against it.
It did.
And it's like, of course, you know, now that we look at it, it looks pretty good and down to earth, and that's great because a lot of stories now have that.
Yep.
But yeah, when it comes to just like having that marketability, it just
It was tough, man. The purists, like, you probably didn't like it, but the average person was like, this is fucking good. But the purists
it's
didn't
good
like
for
it.
people that don't know or was never into Power Rangers.
Correct. But the main source of people that were going to watch this are going to be millennials and a little older, a little younger, right? It's going to be in that generation.
Which is the problem. And then that's what we have problems with, like, Star Wars or Marvel or DC and stuff like that. Some of the stuff just doesn't go to what the original people who actually watched it and who have actually supported, some of the stuff for. And, you can have your gripes about the people who have supported things in the past that, they don't want change, and change happens. But at the end of the day, that's why this movie didn't do well. So take it or leave it at this point.
Very much. I remember when it came out, I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, I'm gonna go see it. Mm-hmm. And then, then you see it and you're like, holy shit, this character's autistic. And I swear I remember he identified himself as saying I'm autistic in the second scene that we're going to look at. It doesn't say that. I was kind of weirded out that it didn't say that. I'm like, did I forget that, or did they edit that out? I'm not sure. But I think that was super dope, the storyline of seeing that. And a lot of folks being like, that's me. So this was one of the movies I would recommend to a lot of clients to watch, to check out, just the way he operates at being quote unquote low support needs, or right, the other term that people don't use anymore, high functioning, right? I want to see what one version of like this autism looks like. Also, it's a black dude.
Yeah.
Let's be real. We diagnose black folks and Hispanic folks astronomically at a less rate than white folks.
Mm-hmm.
So that was dope. And so it finally came on streaming. I was like, Spence, can we do this? And so I was glad. I forgot on how sad Billy's story is. I forgot that his dad died and he's alone, and the bullying and shit. I forgot how sad it is. But I'll tell you one thing. The series the originals were good. They were good. I watched them over and over and over. Bro, but the movies that came out in the 90s or whatever, that was crack. With the ooze and shit.
Yeah. So for me, that wasn't the one that I watched on a regular basis. I actually watched the
which you talking about, Power Rangers or movies?
Power Ranger movies.
Because there was the one in the jungle, and then there was the one with the ooze, same cast. Then there was another one.
So Turbo, that's the one I watched. That one was when it was pretty cool. They had like headlights on their helmets. And stuff like that.
I remember that one.
And drove the cars. Like, that was the one that I watched on a regular basis. I didn't watch the Mighty Morphin movie as much. I saw it a few times, but like Turbo, for some reason, I had that on VHS, and I would just play that like constantly.
I need to go back and watch it. I rewatched the first one with the ooze. I haven't seen the jungle one. I don't remember what that one was called.
It's hilarious though, because like I remember distinctly, like there are these like little eggs that these monsters come out of. It looks like shit. Like, it looks like straight poop. Like, that's all I remember. I was like, I think those aliens coming out of poop. Like,
is this how
it
immigrants
looks
are
like
born?
poop? It's terrifying. And they come off of like a ship.
I remember the ship. I remember there was a ship. Yep.
There's a lot going on with that movie. And then like,
I thought that was Turbo.
Yeah.
That's not Turbo. That was the second one.
It's a good one.
Wait a minute. The poop one was on the ship one, or that was the jungle one?
That was a ship one. That was Turbo. Turbo's a ship one.
Oh, Turbo is the ship one. Okay, I remember that. Okay, I thought that was a ship one.
Yeah, and then they have like the two original people, the original Jason and then the original Pink Ranger.
Yeah.
In there, and they turned like evil or something, and then
I don't remember that.
It was a lot, yeah. And it was cool also because Jason, who we saw the cameo in, or Tommy, in the film, he actually was the main guy in that one. He was the Red Ranger in that film, which was pretty cool. I do like how they can switch out like the characters into different colors if they want to. So
Yep. Yeah, man, it's been a long history, man, and they still making stuff. I don't know. I think it's just always fun to get in these nerdy ones. I mean, you've done Ninja Turtles, we've done the animated Ninja Turtles, right? I think it's the first time we've gotten to the Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember I made a post a long time ago because everyone was making fun of the guy with the ooze. I forgot his name.
Like,
is it Zed? Ooze? Dr. Oz? Dr. Oz.
Yes.
Dr. Oz. But yeah, that ooze that he sold in that thing, right? Everyone's like, my man's selling lean.
He was.
He's selling purple drink.
Yeah, that purple shit.
Bro, that shit. And actually, the CGI in that movie wasn't that bad. I highly recommend people go watch some of these old movies. It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah,
If you're nerdy
I mean,
like us, check
doesn't
it
have
out.
to be all serious and all, like sometimes they had cringy moments. Not gonna lie, they got cringy moments in there,
They do.
but they were pretty cool. They were pretty cool.
What was his name? What was it?
Let me see.
Why do I feel like it was Zed?
It was.
It was something.
Why is he not a main character? What the? Ivan Ooze.
Ivan Ooze. Ivan. That's right.
Ivan Ooze.
Motherfucker was Russian. Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
Cold War.
no.
What are you gonna do?
Oh, what are you gonna do? Them motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Selling ooze to Americans. Oh my God.
Yep.
A story's old as time. Immigrants
Everybody
polluting our
got
culture.
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Government getting to us again.
Fucking Power Rangers government fucking propaganda. Here we go.
Honestly, yeah, probably. So it's just like
Probably.
it probably was. And just being like, you know what? Hey, ooze works for us. So
Yep.
do your dirty work. Put
Oh
into
my God.
all the hoods across America.
The pandemic of
Yeah.
just cocaine and crack.
Yeah.
Jesus. Because he had like black folk swag, though. He had swag. He just was named Ivan.
Or did he? Or did he have swag? Or was he just a fucking?
I thought he had
Just
swag.
a plant. He just had a plant. He was a plant.
Government plant.
Yeah.
Trying to infiltrate the black folk.
Still doing it to this day.
True. I actually agree with that, but yes. Power Rangers. There you go. It's deep.
Anyways, Power Rangers.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Power Rangers.
Let's get into the show.
Yeah. So we have Jason, who is in detention. He's a bad boy.
I like him, man.
Even has an ankle monitor. And he goes to detention and he sees that Billy, our Blue Ranger, is getting bullied by the local redhead. Always fucking redheads.
The kid doesn't even look like a normal bully. Like he looks like he's getting bullied.
I know, like he doesn't have any type of muscle on him at all.
Nope.
Doesn't have anything, but hurt people hurt people. So there you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Like sit down, fucking ginger. Out of here. And essentially that's what Jason does. Jason tells him to go fuck himself after breaking up Billy's pencils and disorganizing his pencils because he sees that Billy is different. And so the bully really hones in on that and picks on him because he's, I guess, the weaker, quote unquote, of the bunch. And he's like, you know what? This kid who's innocent and only just wants to focus on his pencils and drawing, he's gonna get my full attention. That's how bullying really works, right? It's always picking on the weakest. And then Jason steps in and slaps shit out of him, and then doesn't he messes with them, but only when Jason's not there, right? Only when Jason's not there. And then just kind of going into the scene a little bit further, also we have where Billy's just trying to talk to Jason, and he just brings up the most random shit. They had pencils up his butt, or not really. He didn't have pencils. But
Billy craps a ton.
Crayons. Yep, there you go. And then Billy's also telling him that, hey, I can also help you with your ankle monitor if you want, because I am a nerd. So nerds know how to mess with ankle monitors. I don't know. Yeah. And I guess just, yeah, I mean, and then at the end of it, we also see that Jason is going to get his ankle monitor actually done. But then we also find out with Billy that his father passed away randomly, and he's just having this conversation. And so we see Billy trying to have a friendship. A, just trying to connect with like, hey, you have a problem? I can help you with that. B, oh, hey, just so you know, I'm going to talk about myself like a little bit more while I'm helping you actually get this ankle monitor like off. And that's how he bonds. He bonds through his nerddom or whatever he can use to actually connect with somebody. And that's what he does. So, first question for you. What about people who are autistic do you think sees them as a target?
That's a good question. Good question. So it could be, before I get into detail, anyone that's different. You know, it could be that kid that's being really quiet, kind of awkward, alone in the corner, playing with their own shit. And like another kid like wants to come mess with them. Some kids will come to that kid to be intrigued, but a lot of kids will go just to mess with them. The teachers sometimes do it too, where they'll like overly push the boundary of that little kid or even adult kid because like, I don't need to do that. And so you'll see that they'll be victimized. The one that's like quiet, reclusive, stuff like that. You'll get your creative kids, Spence, they get bullied. So it could be in the way that they dress. It could be in the stuff that they talk about, their nerdy clothing, whatever their anime hyperfixation is, Legos, whatever we love now is like millennials. You probably get massively fucking bullied when you were younger.
Yeah.
Anime was not cool when we were younger. Now everyone's like, this is fucking awesome.
Only around your friends. Yeah.
Correct.
Like
your friends.
Other friends. Right.
Yep.
And yeah, around other people that are just like, watch fucking
This is
cartoons,
weird.
bro.
Yeah.
How old are you?
It's kind of like
15.
on Stranger
I'm 30
Things.
now watching cartoons. So what?
I know. Shit's awesome. It makes me not want to kill myself. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
It's like the Hellfire Club in Stranger Things. Like, those are the kids who are probably getting picked on. Those are your probably neurodivergent, ADHD, autistic, other things. They're going to be othered. You're going to
Stranger Things. Our Jason was in Stranger Things as I forgot what was his name in that.
Oh shit, was it Billy?
It might have been Billy.
I feel like it was Billy. It wasn't Bobby.
No.
I feel it's like Billy.
Good old Bobby.
The funny thing is, I got a client that looks just like him, and I said, he's like, "You motherfucker! Everyone says that." I'm like, "You look just like him."
What's that a bad thing?
I know he's a good looking man. It's a good looking man.
He was Billy Hargrave.
There you go. I thought it was Billy.
But yeah, no, like, why would you be mad at that?
I know.
He got all the ladies.
He got the mullet too and shit.
He almost fucked Mike's mom. For real. She almost did it. She almost went to that hotel room.
I know. I remember that. I'm gonna tell my client, hey man, he was getting down, you know.
He was getting some.
That's a good looking man. And then he died, saving his family. You know, he died. The hero. He was the villain.
He was a dick. But yeah, he sacrificed himself.
He sacrificed himself. He was a dick, and then he got taken over by the Hobgoblin, whatever the fuck he was.
Yeah. But then, you know, I know this is going off.
It's fine. Who gives a fuck?
But, you know, he was also, we saw that he also had a lot of traumas in his life. Abusive fathers. I think he also had stepfathers too, who were abusive as well.
Horrible.
And so, we see this, and even recently in real life, I saw a post by Bad Barbie who said she was like sexually abused as a young kid, and then abused later on by her bodyguard as well. So, you know.
So,
yeah,
it's really hard to judge anyone, man, these days. I was talking to a client today about this. Like, you just don't know. Actually, a client was talking about some issues with body issues and stuff. And so we were talking about how people will say things about fat folk. I said, you need to chill out a little bit right now with that fat phobia stuff. There could be reasons why they are large. Could be multiple reasons, neurodivergencies. Could be trauma, could be ADHD, could be poor and this is only the foods that they got. It could be their life is fucking miserable and they're controlling by eating. You never know. Like, it could be just genetics. You know, let's not judge. Some people are doing it because of the assault stuff. And if you're in a bigger body, you may not be sexually wanted anymore. I've known people that have done that, adults. So you just never know, man. And so I saw that about Bad Barbie too. And I was like, Spence, I think it said it was like 3 to 6 and then 13 to 16. Yeah. I'm not saying that makes sense because I think that their behavior is like fine, but it's kind of ratchet at times. But like, it's fucked up though.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing is it happens a lot to young women. And then you'd be surprised that the boys are in there too, though, right? The boys will never tell you until they come into therapy with me, and you're like, bro, this is abuse, bro.
Yeah. Especially black and brown people.
Never comes out, but it happens.
I mean, we've talked about it before, but Kendrick Lamar, his album Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers, he had a song talking about just how sexually abused, how his mom was sexually abused, and he was actually in the room when he was like 3 years old or something like that. And then he was questioned a lot about if he was sexually abused, and he wasn't.
Yep.
And but the fact, like, they kept on asking him and asking him and asking him, that messed him up mentally to where he was like, did I actually get abused
That happens
as a
sometimes.
child? And so it's really talking about these traumas between black and brown families that they don't talk about because you just don't talk about it, and you're supposed to stay strong. You're supposed to be silent. And then it goes all the way back to slavery and how they were abusing and made us sexually abuse ourselves while we were slaves. So
Everything was very factual, very well brought up. And how we pivot this into the story is,
yes,
you get Billy, this Power Ranger that's being abused, that's being targeted because of his quirkiness, because of his organizational skills, because of him making noises, because of him talking under his breath, right? Talking to himself, maybe some fidgets. You see this odd character. And it's easier to pick on him because he's weird. And we usually hate things that are weird. Also, let's be real. He's in this very white school. It's a black kid. You're probably going to get bullied because of that. Also, one thing I wanted to focus on today is that he's not your normal black kid. He's not going to be knowing all this hip hop and rap and shit. He's not going to be wearing sagging. He's not going to be your urban, like, thug kid, whatever quote unquote that is. I'm using quotations. He's not going to fit the monolith of what we think black folk look like and act like. He's a very proper young man, very scientific minded young man. One could say that he's white coated or an Oreo, but in actuality, this is just the way he talks. His mind is very data science driven. That is one version of autism. Not all, one. And so I work with a lot of clients, and Spence, I'm sure you've met folks that are like that are black or brown, and you're like, yeah, your ass is getting bullied. Because you don't fit in with black folk, but you also don't fit in with white folk.
You know, it's funny. I'm really good friends with somebody who is like, he's cool with everybody, like literally cool with everybody, but he's also not like, he's from Africa. Okay. And so he blends very well with any culture. And he's just so good at it. And like, everybody loves him. And, that's why I'm real good friends with him, because we actually connect on like basketball, music, stuff like that, shows. And it's really amazing to see just like how much energy he has to do all that. And just like, man, I get tired just trying to code switch at work. Like, I get tired of it. And then he just doesn't at all. And I'm like, damn, man, that's something else.
Some people could just adapt and keep going, man. It's wild. Not everyone is affected by the masking. Some people, it's just like a gift. They can easily ooze in and out of it.
I see it as like a gift. I don't see it as bad. I see it as something I'm like, damn, dude, I wish I could have all that energy, because I just don't have that like you.
And so I assume he doesn't fit the complete monolith of what it is to be a black individual. Then also there's different standards for like African folks, right? Versus, American black folks.
Yeah.
It's just intriguing to see this version, because this version I've seen in my office so many times. And like, they hate themselves. They hate their black family, not because they're black, but because how they treat my client.
Right.
Because they don't fit in a certain way, or they're doing these things that we would say would be nerdy or well-read or fantasy games, dungeons, whatever. The nerdy shit. The smart, not saying that other shit is dumb, and they don't fit in. They're not like smoking weed and chilling. It's not the music, not partying, socializing, not over-sexualizing themselves or others. Right. Again, stereotypes, what we're going by. So my client doesn't feel comfortable. This is a long time ago. I got a lot of Mexican clients, same vibe. Don't fit in. But then again, you never really fit in with the white kids. It's weird. Which leads to Spencer's first question is, why do bullies usually pick people? And it's so random. It could be because your hair, it could be because your size. I was getting bullied because I was weird. I was bullied because I was fat. I was bullied because I was going bald. I was bullied because I had a beard. You always are getting bullied about something. And with some of these clients, because he's getting ready to get his ass kicked, and like he snapped his pencil and all that shit, like that'll tweak some people out, dude. Yeah. And I've had multiple clients since I've opened up the practice, and I'm now talking to that were homeschooled because of the threat of danger, intimate violence. Like they were getting their asses kicked, physically kicked. They were threatened that they were going to be murdered, right? You tell one person on the autism spectrum, like, I'm going to murder you. The kid's going to be like, oh my, this motherfucker's going to murder. The kid that can't even murder you, they don't have the things. But my client doesn't know that.
Also, like, well, he just tells me they're gonna murder me. I'm gonna take that as you're gonna try to murder me. I don't care, like if you have the means or not, because
Correct. You don't know.
that's so, like not even kick your ass. Like I'm going to end your life. Like that's crazy to me. And it's weird because like my mom, my sister, they've all been through that bullying where it gets to that level, like I'm going to like murder you. And thankfully other people have stepped in and made sure that never happened.
Yep.
But it's just crazy, like they go to that further step, and because maybe they feel like it's just not enough to say I'm gonna kick your ass, maybe just instill that fear, like you better watch your back on every corner or else I'm going to be right there and you're not going to be here anymore. So,
and then you probably get in trouble as an autistic individual or individual because you retaliated or pushed back or whatever. It's usually the secondary response that gets in trouble.
Yeah.
And then my clients, students, folks, stories, myself, is sometimes you get pushed and then you go over the edge and then you'll say some wild shit where you're going to hurt them because what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Or most of my clients are just paranoid all the time. So they get forced to be homeschooled. Multiple clients I'm now working with homeschooled because of the violence and bullying. And I'm like, holy shit, I didn't even know that was a thing. In my school, you took your abusive language and you took your physical. You would get jumped. So I'm like, shit, every day you were paranoid because you knew something was going to happen. Someone's going to come at you. And so, hey, kick your ass. And the fucked up thing is as an autistic individual, you end up co-signing it. And so now you're bullying people and it's just like a horrible fucking cycle. Yeah. Spencer said earlier, hurt people hurt others. And I just was doing what others were doing, talking shit. And next thing you know, I'm like, this is fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And so I even know that when certain times I bullied people, Spence, made fun of people that I know that are autistic now. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? It doesn't even matter that they're autistic. The fact that I bullied anyone made them feel uncomfortable about their weight, their height, their intelligence, their femininity, whatever it is. It's like, bruh. But I guess it's part of learning is growing, understanding that you were a piece of shit once, and then you don't always have to be that piece of shit. So it's about how do you get better? How do you get less toxic?
Right.
I feel really bad for Billy's situation, man. So you see this obviously very different kid, very sensitive young man. But then as we get into the next scene, you see him just wanting to connect. Like someone stood up for him and he was shocked. He was like, what the fuck? Yeah. And it's a white man. Jesus. And I've had that feeling where people look at me or like they communicate with me or they connect with me. And I'm like, Spencer, you know this, but you don't know this. I think that most people hate me or are disgusted by me. And so I'll use my humor to push people away. And then assholes like you will be like, I kind of like this fucking idiot. And I'm like, oh my God. So it actually takes me a long time to trust that I'm friends with anyone because I feel like they actually are disgusted by me and, the impulsivity, the shit talking.
Right.
And then it kept happening and we kept playing ball and you kept talking and we kept talking. And then you're like, so he's not going to run away. Okay. I think it's really hard to find that with anyone. But you get this little autistic kid, dude sticks up for him. He's like, hey man, I want to be friends or I can help you out. I can give you my car or I can help you get out of this thing or I can help you. So he's trying to trade off his intelligence or other things he can supply in a relationship because he knows that he's different. And then you see him rambling about how he's bullied and he can't shut up and he just rambles and it's ADHD and he's talking about like people used to say that he used to shove crayons in his butt. And I'm like, dude, shut up. You're fucking it up.
Yeah.
It's actually a very magnificent scene, very quick scene, but very accurate in how hard it is to make friends and how easy someone like me can spook someone away by not shutting the fuck up. I know, Spence, you've talked about it on dates and like other places. You'll say like weird stuff or do weird stuff. Have you done that with friends too, though, where you're like, shut the fuck up? Or like you're trying to make new friends?
Trying to make them?
Yeah.
No. I I don't seek out trying to have new friends. Like if it happens, it happens. Like
When you were younger, though, were you trying and then like it was just getting shot down, or no, you were more isolated?
probably. I mean, I was probably still the same way. Like even no, because I would just have like people I would hang out with who were around me. Um, and like I was a spaz back then, especially because I really was. I was a spaz. I didn't know how to interact with people, and all I did was try to make them either laugh or just yeah, it was mainly like trying to make them laugh and shit. And so
You're doing your best.
yeah, and and looking back at it, I think that I don't know, I just wanted too much attention on myself for a long time. And now I'm at a point in my life where I'm just like, I don't need all that attention.
No.
And I don't need to try to find friends and things like that. I'm happy where I am, and if they come along, great. But I don't usually seek it out, and I don't usually. Um, I message people when I want to message them, or if they message me and stuff like that. I don't. I'm a very just laid back friend. Like I'm not asking for anything from you. I'm not trying to take anything. I'm not trying to just take your time. If you want to hang out, great. If not, then it is what it is. I'm just gonna play video games or watch some movies or
Chill.
do something, keep myself busy. So,
Yeah. Some of us got that vibe. I feel like as we get older, that's a lot of vibe though. Like you start to figure out and be more comfortable with who you are and what you do. I think a lot of us are trying to simulate and like get that friendship.
Yeah.
So we see young Billy just doing his best and he's blowing it. I feel like this happens a lot with like dating too. With like some more ADHD, high strung folks, they're like, blah, blah, blah. I have clients all the time like Nas, they never shut up. I'm like, it's fine. They're not narcissistic. They're just probably nervous. But if they keep on going on a couple dates with that person, I'm like, hey, if they don't change or you tell them to change, like, hey, I never get it, then you probably got to cut that person out. Because it's not a reciprocal conversation.
No. Yeah. No.
And talking to Billy sometimes as we get to the next scenes, as you see that it's not very reciprocal. Like Billy, you're kind of talking to a wall.
Yeah.
Suspense, you talked about the next one where he starts talking about intimate details. So he's there to get his ankle bracelet off, right? And then he just randomly, so yeah, my father died.
Yeah.
And he looks up like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm about to go to prison if you don't fucking take the ankle monitor off. Like you gotta. He's like, well, we used to go like shopping or like not shopping. We used to go in the mines and like look for stuff, and it was really cool. But then he passed, and now I don't really have anyone to do it with. All while doing this tech thing.
Yeah,
that's like the most autistic conversation I've ever had. I've seen in a film where you're info dumping, and the other person is trying to like course correct you, but you're continuing to dump. And there's no emotional reciprocity or interaction. Billy's not like identifying like the dude is tweaking out.
Yeah.
Or Billy may comprehend that he's tweaking out, but he's not emoting or telling him like, don't worry, dude, I got this. I'm just, this is how I stim.
Yeah, I'm thinking like that's how he just keeps focused, to be honest. I think he just talks. That's how he focuses, especially on something like that's illegal like that.
No, it's not.
No, not at all. Not at all.
We don't condone that.
Yeah, no. But yeah, I think that might be also a way that he just focuses in that moment. He just uses it to help him kind of just get through that moment instead of just like freaking out and be like, oh shit, I know how to do this, but like I don't.
So one would call that a verbal stim, an auditory stim. So you'd be verbalizing what's going on. We've got a lot of verbal processors. That's why people go to therapy. Yeah. They want to process whatever happened verbally with someone. Some people more words than others. And with him, a lot of words. And also I feel like with him, a lot of isolation, especially since his father's passed. So what do you do when you're isolated all the time? You finally get someone to listen. You're like, oh shit, I'm about to dump 10 years of info on you, you motherfucker. It's something funny. It's like whenever I get around you in like public space, I like get more hyperactive for like a minute, or like my dad, he's like, I ain't talked to no new person in 7 months. And then he just rants. So again, I bet you it's Billy doing some of that too.
Yeah.
like finally a human. I would assume that he's got some depression shit going on too. Like your dad just passed. That's like the guy that can affect people in a million different ways. And the whole reason why you don't know, but they tell like at this campfire, all these emotional stories. He was putting together some stuff that he found at the junkyard, and like he was making something and it blew up. It exploded. He's like, I wasn't trying to make a bomb, but sometimes shit blows up. And then he got in trouble. And so the whole reason why they become the Power Rangers is because they're at this junkyard. And the junkyard is what he did with his father, but then he brings him there, right? And so then they find the stones and all this shit.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cool that the story is greatly based around like friendship. And that's why you see him and Jason hug multiple times, especially when he comes back to life, which we'll get into. It's a lot about friendship, and a lot of autistic folks, they feel the bullying, especially black or brown clients, the bullying, especially because they're not getting diagnosed. They're not getting affirmed in the way they act socially or in the school. Here's something random, Spence. Small pivot. I was watching some post on TikTok, God forbid. And it was like a scientist, and he was talking about research. And they were training these kids on how can you tell if the kid's going to be bad or not? And there was 2 white kids, 2 black kids, right? And everyone thinks that the study's about the kids. And so they got these teachers watching the kids. And supposedly you're going to look to see if the white kids or the black kids are like fucking off and what are they doing, right? So they tell them, hey, watch the kids. Whoever does something bad, then just document it. Something that would be conducive to learning. Where it turns out, replicated over time, that it's always the teachers always looking at the black boy first and more intensely because they're tracking the eye movement of the teachers. It always goes to the black kid because they want to get, not that they want to, but they perceive them as being a more threat or more in trouble. And then it's the black girl, then it's the white dude, then the white girl. And so you grow up kind of knowing that you're being watched. And as an autistic person, a lot of folks don't like being perceived because they're different, but also now because you're race and ethnicity, you're being perceived in a certain way that is not probably affirming. As we watched in Mo, wasn't affirming with the family because the family's like, we're not, this isn't it. You don't need anything. They're going to think you're crazy, these folks. So it's like, where do you get it?
Yeah.
I guess you get it from your other neurodivergent friends if you're lucky enough to have them, because not everyone is. It's wild when you see these things. You rarely see these autistic coded characters that are black or brown. You normally see it like there's really smart Sheldon Cooper, the good doctor, right? You see like that white high IQ. And then you see this nerdy little black kid. I'm like, oh, look at him. What was that Ninja Turtle that we talked about? It was Donatello that was the nerdy one.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like autistic coded.
Probably.
But one could say, who's the little idiot one with the ADHD and always eating pizza?
Michelangelo.
One could say he could be autistic too, or one could just say he's just ADHD. We've had this conversation before. Again, those are turtles. They're not actually fucking ethnic groups.
Personalities. They're essentially people.
Yes. Interesting when we see it in film portrayed.
Yeah.
Which leads us into, I think, the 4th scene.
Yes.
Yes, where it's the Zordon thing.
Yes. So actually, no. Before that, we have the bully tries to hurt Billy.
Oh, I forgot about
break
that.
his wrist. But then can't, and then I think he tried to headbutt him, and then got knocked out, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, Billy knocked out the bully!" And then all of a sudden, women start just feeling like, "Billy,
Billy got that stick."
Billy, well, so yeah, what made you want to put this scene in?
Did you notice his grin at the end?
No.
His grin was magnificent. First, they photoshopped or edited in someone else's hands, that bully, because that redhead dude was like super skinny and like very fragile looking. Like it didn't even look like he had enough like energy production to produce like good hair. Like his hair looked super thin too. Like I'm like, dude, are you eating? Like,
yeah.
So he goes to snap his hand, and then you look at the picture when they zone in on his hands. It's like this muscular ass hand. I'm like, that ain't your hand, dog.
Mm-hmm.
The hand don't match. No match. You see Billy understand something now. Now he has like maybe like this confidence that instantly just spiked. It's like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
And then even though the dude he headbutts him, white dude falls out. Billy's like, no. Because he didn't want to be in trouble. Also, is like, what the fuck is going on? So still very empathetic, still very caring. Also scared to get in trouble, right? Because he's literally already in detention.
Mm-hmm.
It was the shitty grin afterwards. So that grin, when you get that good feeling or vibe, when like you either win, small victory, you completed a task, maybe you say a funny joke. I don't think that happens very often. It's a lovely grin. It reminds me, Spence, of Dan Orlovsky's little boy. Hopefully we can shoot them and like try to get them on the pod. But it was ESPN, the autism awareness stuff. Did you see that clip?
Yeah.
Bruh. When that little boy goes to show his picture from Toy Story and he just does this little smirk, bruh, I instantly melted. That one smirk melted me. I have a lot of clients that very micro expression, Spence, and they'll do that smirk and like I know they're extremely fucking happy, but that's all that their face can do. Those things mean a lot. And people are like, oh, you're not emotional, you don't show a ton. I'm like, no, they showed it, you just didn't see it.
Yeah. You're
not coding on what it is. So my question to folks, what are those things that give you that good smirk? I love that people are starting to respond on Spotify and some of the Instagram reels. What are those things that bring you that joy, that make you feel accomplished? Or when is that moment you're like, oh shit, I got this? When's that moment you got a little bit of swag? You're like, oh, maybe it's going to be okay. Maybe when you're finally like, oh shit, I got that suit of armor now, right? You finally get that cool shit. When is that moment for you? Have you had moments like that, Spence, where you're like, I feel pretty good right now. I feel like pretty confident right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think everybody has multiple moments where that happens. I mean, yeah, none one that really pops out at me, but I mean, just making people laugh, just getting a task done, doing it well, having them say like good job and stuff like that. Yeah.
Small things, man. Be the smallest of things. Sometimes just getting your, like you said, my emails all done, my notes done. Sometimes just completing like the laundry or like cleaning up in the house or finally putting away the 50 fucking empty water bottles in my room. Because my ADHD ass can't just drink one bottle. You know, it's got to be 10. Sometimes it could be getting your degree. It could be finally getting a good friend, getting a relationship. For some folks, it's going to be finally nailing something in your practice, video game. There's always those moments when you finally get like some swag. Maybe it's hitting a 3-pointer in the game, or like a winner in the game. And like, or maybe it's when you first started shooting, you started making them more regularly.
Right.
Because I know when my big ass finally hits like 3 in a row, I'm like, I'm fucking Ray Allen.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. And then I go right back to being Ben Wallace. I'm like, oh, fuck. It's just depressing. What are those moments for y'all? Let us know on Spotify. Choose to comment. I would love to affirm those and then see what people respond to. Don't be headbutting nobody when you're doing it. Next is the Zordon scene, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so essentially Zordon has an option to actually like come back and be the Red Ranger and lead them to victory. But instead, he actually opts to choose to bring Billy back to life, and because he died, apparently just died.
Kill the black guy, kill the autistic guy. We're just like, fuck it.
They brought him back, so it's fine.
It's
Technically,
fine. It's fine.
They're still fine.
They almost did.
So they did, and you know, he comes back and immediately it just goes back to being autistic. Nothing neurologically changed when he's dead, apparently. Just back to the.
You're not neurotypical?
Maybe he became even more autistic. I don't know.
They had to give him a vaccine to bring him back.
Yeah, there you go. See, it's the government, goddamn government,
Fucking nanobots.
coming back to get us. But yeah, and he's actually embraced and being embraced and embracing people. So maybe he changed a little bit. Maybe he has a different outlook on life.
Yeah. I think that was like the turning point for them because they hated each other. And then he dies, and then they're like super sad, traumatized, right? And then there's this whole moment with Zordon, and then he comes to life. There's like a small joke on there, and he was like, "Did I die?" And then one was like, "No, you didn't." And then one was like, "Yeah." And then the other dude was like, "A little bit." And she looks at him like, "Shut the fuck up," because his autistic ass is going to take it the wrong way.
Yeah.
Maybe have a panic attack. But they do hug him and embrace. And then we do see him and Jason hug and embrace, which is interesting because I forgot about something. The scene where he's fixing that ankle monitor, Jason hugs him, right? And some folks love touch, compression, right? I got a lot of clients that love it. They just want physical touch. Billy does not. But he's like, not only does he not embrace him in that scene, but also he's like, "Hey man, can you like stop touching me?"
Yeah.
So dumbass. But then we see in this scene that you see a big embrace where Billy initiates it. Why is this significant? Because just because you don't like hugs at sometimes or physical touch sometimes doesn't mean you don't like it all the time. It just means that certain times, certain moments, certain people, maybe you'll be more frequent to physical touch with your romantic partner or family members, but it's probably not going to happen with just like randoms or friends all the time. It's not going to be a thing. Doesn't mean that they don't love you, right? Just some people may not have that drive for the physical touch, or maybe also the sexual libido that other people have. They could be very low libido and if not like asexual, aromantic. That's a thing. Billy obviously loves his friends and all he wants is companionship. I just think it's dope how like these two dudes like friends, but they're not supposed to be friends. Because one's like this jock athlete, right? And then this white, very straight dude. And then you got this black kid's very nerdy, very weird, like has no friends. And like one's super popular. The only reason why they met is because Jason was doing some weird shit. And he ends up crashing his car and like hurting himself. And I can't remember if he killed someone else or not. I forgot. That's why he has the ankle monitor on. Because this horrible like accident. He fucked up a bunch of stuff. And his mom's dead in the show. So there's like a whole bunch of trauma with him and his dad. It's like a whole fucking thing.
Billy.
And so then, I know. So you see like this connection with these two humans. And I think that's what everyone really wants. Not everyone, but majority of people want that connection. I thought it's a magnificent scene. And then right after that, because of Billy, they're able to finally morph. Because you have to
time.
You got to be one with the morphing grid, which I don't even. Is the morphing?
That's so much lamer than his morphing time, dude.
The morphing grid. Well, I don't say if they say more. Maybe they say it's
they
morphing.
Don't. They don't say it. They
Yeah.
don't. I know they don't because they're trying to be edgy and cool.
Yep.
And trying to be minimalist, so they can't go back too far.
There you go. It's morph. They do
it's
the grid.
morphin' time. It's just like when like at Fantastic Four or at any of like these Marvel or like before Marvel, like I remember in the Fantastic Four with Michael B. Jordan, right? They didn't say that they're the Fantastic Four.
They didn't?
No. At the end, I believe it's the Thing or somebody says like, "Man, that's fantastic." And then the guy who plays Mr. Fantastic looks over. He's just like, "Huh."
There you go.
He's like, "We can make a name out of that."
In fact, we're gonna franchise the shit out of this.
Oh my god, it was terrible. It was so bad. It was so
I think
bad.
I
Movie
remember
was
that.
horrible.
They do that
Oh,
sometimes where like they'll wait to say the end of the name or whatever until like the very end.
So dumb.
I've seen that.
Such a dumb thing. They're just like, "Oh shit, that's the name of the movie too."
That's the name. That's it. All full circle in Spence. Full circle.
When they do that, it's just like, just say it. All right. It's just like, don't like if when they make the X-Men movie, don't be like, "You know what? That's a great letter. Let's Let's use that. Like, no, just say you're the X-Men and move on.
No,
Like,
we can't use it anymore. We're gender inclusive. It's the X humans, the X people, the
if
X
they do
people.
something like that, I'm gonna throw up in the theater. Just straight up throw up.
I know, bro.
Gonna...
It is what it is. I'm the X. I can't think of nothing.
We're the X people. Like, ugh.
We're the X. We're the X. We're just X.
I don't think. I hope. Like, I know that they're probably gonna make a joke about it or something.
They
They're
have
gonna
to.
say something. Be like X-Men. What?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I hope not. I hope to God no. Because X-Men 97 has done so well, and like people love that show. I love that show, and like, I mean, they say X-Men still. They're still X-Men.
I saw random side note. I saw yesterday was the anniversary of when Gambit, is it Gambit that died in X-Men?
Yeah.
So they're like, rest in peace, Gambit. I'm like, he's a fictional character that died in an animated series last year. Like, I know, he said RIP.
Sacrificing himself
I know.
for the greater good.
I know. Rest in peace, Gambit, X-Men 97.
You trio fucking ass.
No.
Shrimp and gumbo.
Wild. So yeah, you just see full circle with the Rangers. I love it. I love that type of good stuff. And then they suit up and they go kick some ass.
Yeah.
And they go kick Rita's ass, which I thought was well casted. Last scene. It's kind of a good segue in the thing we just said is we get a homeboy back who passed away, what, a couple years ago? Was it 3 years ago? 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Which he died?
Seems longer than that.
Maybe it was.
Yeah. I mean, so we see that, and we see him, and then we also see Amy, who was also the Pink Ranger for a long time in the original series. But yeah, he died in
Let's look it up.
2022. So November 2022.
Okay.
So yeah, 3 years ago.
Yep.
Almost 3 years ago. Yeah.
Super sad, man. If I may be mistaken, but he took his own life, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
So I want you to clarify that real quick, and then I'm pretty sure that's what it was, though. That's what I remember it. But it was super sad. People were heartbroken everywhere, and you're like, he's not even a big celebrity, but he meant a lot to a lot of people.
Yep, suicide.
Yep,
struggling with depression and other mental health issues.
So right, this is, I wanted to acknowledge that too. So in this movie, you got this cameo, 2017, right? Who knows what's going on? I assume maybe he's struggling with jobs, money, all this, and right. I mean, he's not a huge celebrity. I'm sure life is tough. He got his own struggles.
Yeah.
But after that happened, you saw all the Green Ranger stuff sell out, and it's still kind of like sold out.
Yeah.
Because that's the respect and homage that people wanted to pay towards him, or just to have him like in their circle, their space. I know, because I tried to buy some shit and like it was all sold out. And it's just sad. So just those of you that are struggling, that are going through a depression, that are getting older, things like that, just checking on your boys, man. I've done a lot of talks with the young men recently about suicidality, and you don't even need to know what to say. Just show up, talk, ask questions. Hey man, how you doing? Are you suicidal? Asking that question can literally save someone's life. Anyone who's going through it right now, because we're all either going to go through it or going through it right now. You got it. You can take care of it. You can handle it. Everything that you need is most likely already inside of you. You have the ability to conquer this. You'll be fine. It's just going to take time. I can't guarantee when it's going to be fine. Well, hopefully that you reach out to your resources, or you got some homies like Spence, other people, loved ones, partners. Do your best to open yourself up to them about what's going on. I know it's hard for men to like do this. I know it's hard for black men, brown men, like Billy, other folks to do this, right? Do your best to reach out. Hopefully you're surrounded by people that you feel comfortable reaching out to. Hopefully that you've got other neurodivergent humans that you can reach out to. I'm never going to shame anyone for suicidal thoughts, because I've had them since I was in second grade. But please don't do anything that would be a permanent thing for a temporary, momentary thing in your life. That's a permanent solution. And I would hate for a lot of my human stories to end at the worst of the worst. Maybe there's no good time to end, but I would hate for you to end in agony. But then again, maybe it would be over. All I'm saying is reach out to other people, consult, talk. Maybe there's different ways to live to find happiness. I know as us autistic folks, neurodivergent folks, it's fucking tough. I know money's horrible. I know the economy's weird. I know people are struggling for jobs. Please, 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 if you know anyone that's struggling, reach out to them. Give them resources. Just sit with them. Respect the homeboy. Rest in peace for him and his soul and his family and everyone else that like loved him and missed him. I just wanted to put that in there because that was cool, the cameo, right? And then, you know, shit happens, man. Life is tough. Life is tough. I feel like we lost a lot of people in the last few years to suicide, Spence.
Yeah, we've lost a lot of people.
Bro.
I mean, yeah.
It's just tough, man. So take care of yourselves, man. I'm sorry to end on that sad note, but it's just something that I wanted to put in there and then put like how cool it is to see him, to smile and the camera, right? And it's like his spirits, people like that still can live on through film and art. That's all. It's sad, but I wanted to put it in there to, you know, bring attention to it with men. Yeah. But man, we rarely talk about it with men. Yeah. Shout out to y'all dudes that's going through it, man. Keep fighting.
Yeah. Right.
Pivot. What you got for us, boss? Any sauce? Any seasoning?
That's about it. I mean, shameless plug, but we got Infinity.
Yep.
Power Rangers. And
there you go.
You'll use our code on Infinity after that.
Use our code that's on Pinfinity if you want to, right? There's a bunch of cool Power Ranger stuff. Yeah, check it out. Also, Toy Toys has a lot of cool Power Ranger stuff too. You're more than welcome to use that from Pinfinity or Toy Toys.
There you go.
Get you 10% off at least.
Yeah, 10%. 10%.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that, I'm Spencer. That's Nas. Different Spectrums Podcast.
All right, everyone. Much love, and remember, take care of yourselves.
Or don't.
Completely up to you. Peace.